right here. All right, testing. All right, so I know you've all heard from our guest speaker this morning some very, poignant words. So we're here to present her with a gift on our behalf. Thank you so much, Miss Valerie, for coming, Miss Grant, for coming and sharing your thoughts with us and encouraging the students. All right, thank you.
Data vision.
All right, so the students who are here, you're interested to know how you can get into what career path you should choose and how you should go about choosing it. So on this panel, we have a range of careers from members from the JDF, from the WRA, the Ministry of National Security, the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JPS. We're still waiting on Dave Williams to come. But just to repeat the names of the persons who are on our panel, we have Moyan Martin. You can just wave Mr. Martin. Moyan Martin from the Ministry of National Security. We have Jeneline Burrell from the JCF. Can wave and let them see. Lisa Gay Green from the JDF. And Kimoy Marie Douglas from the WRA. And that's the Water Resources Authority. Right? So I'm going to start off this panel by just asking a simple question. Tell us who you are and what you do. Starting with Ms. Burrell.
So, can you hear me?
Yeah, it's on. The green light is on?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I'm Jeneline Burrell. I am the GIS manager for the JCF currently. I didn't start there, but that's where I am now.
That's where you are. All right. Pass it along.
Good morning, everyone. I am Captain Lisa Gay Green at the JDF. I'm currently a GIS analyst at the headquarters of Jamaica Defense Force.
Yes, so everyone, good morning. I'm Moyan Martin. I am a data analyst slash GIS specialist at the Citizen Security Secretariat Department in the Ministry of National Security.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kimoy Marie Douglas, and I'm a GIS technician at the Water Resources Authority.
Awesome. So you've heard the positions, and some of you might be interested in those fields, right? Some of you are interested in those. I see some guesses, all right? So we spoke about the present, but we want to go into the past, how you reach here. So tell us, what are some of the subjects that you did in high school in order to get into the field that you are today? Yeah, well, we can start with Mr. Martin.
So I'll start. So for me, I never did GIS. I never did geography, any at all in high school. But I did math. And at UWI here, I did actuarial science, which is heavily math related. Now I got a job as a data analyst, and I realized that in my field of work, this is very helpful. And then I was introduced to it about 2 years ago, and I'm using it now in my analysis day to day.
Okay. Can you go again, Mr. Wu?
All right, so in 8th grade, I went to Immaculate, and my geography teacher told me about GIS. And she said, if you should go on to university and you do geography, you have to do GIS. So I came to UWI. I did a first degree, a bachelor's degree in geography, and I later went on to do a master's degree in geographic information science. And I'm currently now working, obviously, in the GIS field.
Oh, awesome. So if you want to do GIS, you can choose a different path. You can do geography or probably do some mathematics. The path is winding, but Ms. Jeneline, you can go ahead.
All right, so my journey wasn't as straightforward. At 8th to 9th grade, I still had no clue what I wanted to do. But I did find that I had a love for geography. So I did geography as a CXC subject on top of the others. And when I was leaving high school, 5th form, I was told that there was a program at the University of Technology called Urban and Regional Planning. I thought urban planning meant save the trees, save the forest stuff.
Yeah.
So I signed up, I got through. Only to find out that we're actually cutting down the trees and making buildings. But I found GIS within urban planning, and I actually enjoyed doing GIS. And that is where I decided that even though I have this whole degree otherwise, I wanted a career in GIS because it was more of the geography that I thought it would have been.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Kimoy?
I did geography at Wolmer's. It was the only thing I somewhat liked, and to be honest, I mostly chose geography because I wanted to do field trips. Going to university, I had no idea what I wanted to do, but my geography teacher, Mrs. Hall, told me to do geology because there weren't a lot of geologists. Went to UA, did not like it, but I did not want to change my degree. In second year, I did intro to GIS, and I was like, okay, I can get with this. This is something I can work with. It's a good mix of geography and IT, so it's something that's constantly progressing, something I can get into. And then I also did water resources, and I was like, okay, GIS and hydrology, that's it for me. So it was really buck-ups, but I got there. So.
Okay. Awesome. So I hope you're taking notes, because if you want to go into this field, these are some of the areas that you should study when you come to university and choosing your courses and choosing the subjects, if you're choosing subjects right now, so that you can know what to do right here. But I wanted you to tell us and give some encouragement to the students that what are some of the challenges that you might face, and how is the field? What are some of the challenges in the field and how they can overcome that? And now that they're going to school, how they should stay straightforward on the path.
All right, so some of the challenges that we face doing GIS work, I think everyone can attest to it, is data. So we never can have data, and data is sometimes hard to get. But whenever we get that data, or we find ways, better ways and means how to get to collect it. Especially now we have AI that can assist us in doing these jobs that are repetition that we're doing every day, repetitively. Now it makes it a little bit easier. It's still a challenge, but we are working every day to overcome. And with what we have, and I'll just share a little about what I do. So in my field of work, we try to map social intervention data, and we try to look at how that interact and the impact what social interventions have with crime and violence in our society, and try to find solutions to these problems. So it's those are the challenges that we face, and that's how we try to solve them.
Awesome, thank you.
So just to add to what Mr. Martin said, one of the other challenges that we face when we do get the data is having clean data. And clean data is very integral to what you're going to do when you're using GIS. If it is that you get the data and it is not as clean or as organized as you expect it, it can actually be a little time consuming to ensure that this data is where you want it to be. Another challenge that we tend to face is, sorry, I lost my train of thought. I'm going to move on.
All right, thank you.
All right, so my advice to the students who are here today, at this age, you may not be sure as to what exactly you want to do. When I was your age, I just knew I liked geography. And there are several or various jobs you can do in geography. And whatever field you decide on, GIS can be applied. And so I encourage you to pursue whatever you find interesting or excited about. And of course, you're here today, so be exposed to the different ways in which GIS can be applied to whatever field you go into. With regards to challenges you face, I mean, it's not different across the different fields, but it's really just you remaining focused and making a plan for your life. So if you want to pursue, in this case, GIS, you obviously would have to have gained a particular academic qualifications, so you have to study for particular things, make a plan for your life, and that obviously takes hard work. But I mean, other than that, I'll just say, spend the time today, be exposed to how you can use GIS, and hopefully that something will interest you in your decision as to what career path you take.
All right, thank you. Kimoy, what are your insights?
For GIS, there are lots of challenges with GIS, especially because, unfortunately, it's not easy to get a formal education in GIS in Jamaica, unless it is that you have the means to get a master's. You can feel a bit stalemated, but that's why there's the beauty of online learning. There are so many avenues for you to go out and pursue it on your own, which is how I mostly learned. And GIS, just like geography, it touches everything. I think it's so exciting. If it is that you feel bored with one set of data, there's so many other avenues you can dive into. It leads you into so many other fields. I've learned Python because I wanted to automate more workflows in GIS. It's led me to do data analytics courses. It's led me to do design courses. It's led you to do so many things. I really think it's a truly fulfilling job that as soon as you get into it, you're like, oh, this is like the best job ever. And I really want to encourage the students here to take this day very seriously, because you have some of the best and brightest of Jamaica here who are showing you what it is that you wouldn't see in the classroom, what it is that you might not see at a standard education. You can go to various avenues, various jobs, and see how GIS unites us all. So this is really a viable job path for you, and I hope that you take the day for what it is.
All right, thank you so much. And what I really hear from the panelists here is that they're really passionate about what they do. So if you're passionate about geography and learning about GIS, these are some of the notes that you want to take away and apply it on your career path. So I may not have asked all the questions, so I really want at least 3 to 5 questions from the crowd here who are listening about something that they want to get cleared up on, some notes that you want, you know, anything that you want. So any questions from the students here? I know you have some burning questions, so don't all come at once. Yeah, let me borrow one.
All right, thank you. Good morning, panelists. So I have some students here with me that they are very much interested in geography, but they may not necessarily see the need to do it as a path wholeheartedly, for example, straight GIS or straight geography. But I know some of them might be interested in becoming pilots or architects and so on and so forth. Especially for, I'm trying to remember her name, I'm sorry, the young lady from the JDF. Is there a way that a student who is doing geography can enter or be able to be enrolled within the Army?
Okay, talk on the mic.
Right, so how can the student who's doing geography now get into the Army?
Yeah. Thank you.
Hearing me? Yes. All right, so there are 2 ways in which you can join the Army. You can join the Army as an enlisted soldier. Map would have to be done to show you here. Map would have to be done to show you here, here, here. The distance between here and there is that. The route between here and there is that. The gangs are over here, crimes occurring there. So everything about the ground has to be done in a GIS. And so that is done for every time we deploy. Every operation that we do, there's a ground aspect. We have to do that spatially.
All right.
Okay, so as I think I would have touched on this briefly before, but I'll just say, all right, so we map social intervention data. So for instance, one of such is like path, path, right? People who are on path, they get, from the government, they get assistance. So what we try to do is try to map where a lot of these people are located and where are gaps and where we can plug those gaps, and we inform the relevant institutions as to where they can go. And also, in addition to what JCF is doing, we use JCF data also to map like crime hotspots. So for stakeholders who are interested in introducing some social intervention in whatever community there is, they can reach out to us. We can provide them with maps to show them where the community assets are located, where are the crime hotspots, and so that they can approach their initiatives safely. So we do a lot of work surrounding that. So that is how GIS helped me in my day-to-day operation.
Thank you. Kimoy, how you use GIS at WRA?
Okay, so I mentioned it before, but the WRA is the Water Resources Authority. We manage all water sources on the island, groundwater and surface water. So basically nobody can get water without our say-so. So it's very important that we have GIS to ensure that we have a constant image of how Jamaica's water resources look. We have all our wells mapped, the wells level, we have all our surface water and the water quality, and given that we give people permission to extract water, we have all the licenses that we distribute to companies, governments, individuals. So at a glance, we can look at how much water is being extracted, how much water is being used in Jamaica, how much is estimated to remain in the reserves. If it is that a license is about to expire, they can look at it at once, because Jamaica, it's big, but it's not big. So it's a lot of data being gathered, and we are really the central repository for the WRA. We are where all the information comes to. If it is that they need a report, we have to visualize it, because among technical persons, you might understand it, but to send it to the cabinet for when it is that they're planning for the next financial year, to send it out in reports, GIS makes data easy to understand, which is why it's so easy to be used among multiple things, because GIS really is everything. Your phones on your maps, that's GIS. So there's really no limit to GIS. The only limit is, this sounds corny, but the only limit is your imagination, really.
All right, thank you so much. You understand now? All right, I think everybody is clear now into how GIS is literally everywhere, right? So I want to take one more question before we end the panel. Anybody with a question? No more questions? Clear on everything? All right, so our panelists will be around for some amount of time for the day. So if you see them, you can probably go up to them if you don't want to ask them here any questions. But I want to really thank Mr. Moyan Martin, Jenalyn Burrell, Lisa Gay Green, and Kimoy Marie Douglas. Give them a round of applause for coming and sharing with us, their passion for GIS and how GIS is implemented within their fields. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so when everyone is back from the drone session, we're gonna have the competitions. So you have seen some booths around the place. That's Statin, WRA again, MEGJC, NWA, Forestry, Spatial Innovation. I can't say so far, so don't mind me if I don't call a name. But some booths are around the place. There's a booth competition that's going on for the entire day. So ensure that you interact with the booths, because they have prizes there. Trust me, you can go with a heap of things. We're gonna have the jingle competition coming up, the Maptionary competition, treasure hunt competition that will be going on. So if you want to enter that as well, the live map competition, poster competition, you're gonna hear the winner for the essay competition. There's a bee competition that will be going on as well. And the most exciting competition for the day, a fashion show. So when everyone is back, we're gonna reconvene here, and you're gonna see all the excitement left for the day. But who are here now, you can go around and look at the booths. And thank you for coming out for the panel and enjoying the day so far. All right? Awesome. Oh, Maptionary? So